Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. For those on Twitch, we are going to record a few episodes. For those on YouTube, welcome to episode number 4, a road to release of Escape from Tarkov. The game releases on November 15, so we're doing a series where we just go over the maps, point out a few of the extractions, some quest locations, some other things. Yesterday we recorded and also posted 3 episodes. Episode 1 we went over the menu and had a first look at Ground Zero. Then we did episode 2, which was customs. Episode 3 woods. We did it in that order because that's sort of how you get your quest going. And now I was thinking of doing Shoreline, but we're gonna do that next episode, I think. Because I was thinking, you sort of arrive at, what is it, level 12 at some point? And then mechanic wants you to go to factory to do a few things. And then at level 14 you unlock, you can unlock level 2 Peacekeeper, and then he wants you to go to Shoreline several times. So in the quest order you first go to factory before you go to Shoreline normally. So, episode 4, factory. Now, problem with factory is we don't even have a 3D map for that, so we're gonna have to work with this 2D map for now. It is basically what you're looking at here on the left, top floor, middle floor, ground floor, tunnels over here. We're basically looking at the ground floor. That is actually the map. There is a whole underground system, but that is under this ground floor. There is a middle floor, which is sort of, middle floor here and there. There is some things that you can stand on top of this. And then you have the top floor over here, which is sort of, all the metal on top of that place. But the floor itself is actually this here. There are a few extractions, there are a few transit points, there are a few quest locations, so we'll have a look at those. Now, we'll see. So that's the plan here for episode number 4. Factory. Not my favorite map, never was. Now they expanded it, they made it way more darker. Thanks for the follow. So we'll see. It was already not my favorite map. But then, what was it, 2 wipes ago I think? They expanded a little bit, they made that whole underground. There was some underground here and there, but they didn't really connect. Now everything is connected, underground as well. And seeing it's not my favorite map, I haven't played, especially not underground that much, we might get actually lost, but we will see. We'll figure it out. Luckily, there are not that many quests, so you don't have to go that much to factory. There are some tasks like Tarkov shooter, pistol kills, grenade kills, flash round kills, things like that. A lot of people are doing that on factory. Although 1 or 2 of those quests, they have now excluded factory from it, so you can't do it anymore. But what I did do is I put a flashlight on my gun because we might need that. We're gonna go daytime, but it doesn't matter. Daytime is almost as dark as nighttime in that map. We are still playing with the same settings. You could potentially increase your brightness to 100 and a bit more stuff like that to go to this map, but I don't want to mess with these things if I don't have to. Normally, we already explained it in the first video, you can play 30-35 brightness most maps, but then some you need to go like 60-70, so that's why I have it on 50. Some maps it might be a bit bright, but that's sort of, you can play all maps on 50. But it might be a bit dark on factory, so that's why we put on a flashlight. We're going to do the same thing, we're just going to have a look, as in the previous episodes, we're going to have a look on the map. We're mainly doing this for new players, sort of to get a feel for the map. Where are the extractions, how do you get there? Some quest location if possible. Big maps, of course, they have so many quests that you can't go to over every quest, but you can say like, hey, there are a lot of quests in the dorms, for instance, on customs. Then I pointed out where the dorms was. We're going to do the same as always. We're going to go PMC. We're going to go factory. Factory does not have a variable time in such a way. It's always 3:28. Either you go daytime or you go nighttime. And this time looks very bright, doesn't it? Not how it's going to look like when we go in though. So we're going to go daytime. We put on the practice mode. We put on everything off, so that nothing bothering us, that we can just walk around and get a feel of the map and extractions. I hope I have the factory key with me. Not that important though, there are open extractions. Before they expanded it, there was only one open extraction, which was gate 3. That was also a clusterfuck because people were always camping that, because all the other extractions you needed a factory key for, which is not that easy to find, so a lot of people didn't have it, and then there was a wipe where there was no flea market, so people couldn't buy it, and if they didn't have it, then they always had to go gate 3, so that thing is constantly, even now it's probably still camped. What they did meanwhile is the opposite corner of the map, gate 0, they also opened all the time. So you don't need a key there anymore, you can always extract there as well. And then they added a few extractions, they added some transits. So we'll have a look at those as well. That's sort of what we're doing in this series. We're exploring the map and pointing out where you are, what's going on, where are the extractions, where are quest locations you need to be. And this one is the next in our series in a way. You start on ground 0, then some quests require you to go to customs and to woods, so that's why we did customs and woods episode 2 and 3. And then I think it's level 12 when you get farming. That's already a great spawn. We spawn underground somewhere. Okay. Let me see. Let's start on gate 3. That is like one of the corners with the open extraction. So this is that extraction which was always open. So you open the first door, you open the second door, and then you can extract there behind the forklift. Talking about the forklift, at some point you're going to get a quest where you need to get all the forklifts. There are a bunch in this place. This is one of them. Not sure, 12 to 15 I think there are. Then you have these things here. There is a quest where you need to plant cameras in 3 of these things. If I'm not mistaken, they're all 3 here though. So you can get up there on that metal, you can get in there, plant the camera, then you can drop down somewhere, and then there are a few others around as well. Then there is a quest called Delivery from the Past, where you need to pick up something in the customer's office, and then you need to come to factory and drop it off. That is right there. So that's all next to gate 3 basically. You have to plant it right there, hold the button for... They changed it a few times. I think it's only 15 seconds now, or 10 seconds. It used to be a minute or something at one point, but that was always problematic. You're sitting here, you need to hold the button for a minute, and meanwhile Tagilla or something, which is the boss on this map, guy with the sledgehammer, meanwhile he comes in and smashes you around. Next to that you have the office, a couple of floors. You have the bathroom, a couple of dead bodies you can loot. And then they created this outside thing here. That is when they expanded it 2 wipes ago. They added 2 of these outside areas. On that gate, that is gate 0, which is an extraction. In the container sorter next to the crates over there, there is a transit. That's the transit to woods. On the opposite side of the map, you have the same structure with an outside area, and there you can transit to customs. This thing here is also, that's what they call it on the map that we just saw there. That's what they call the middle floor. This is now connected here. So this is what they call middle floor and top floor. This used to stop here, and then you either had to go down here on the stairs, or you had to jump out here. You can jump on the container and then sort of get out there. But now they opened that up and they connected it, so everything is connected now. That's something what they did last wipe. This room, don't think there is a quest that I recall that you have to do here. Maybe later for Lightkeeper. You do need the factory key here to unlock this room. And then you have the breach room, which you have to breach. There are a few things here. Therapist has a quest where you need to, you do need to do a night raid, and you need to plant 3 blue gunpowders. Kite. You need to plant that here. And then there's another one for skier where you have to pick up a syringe. That syringe can spawn on top of the filing cabinet, it can spawn on the ground, it can spawn in the bookshelf, it can spawn in this filing cabinet drawer. There are a couple of spawns here. It used to be always in here, but then they messed around with it and now you need to find that. So that's why a flashlight in factory is not a bad idea. When it comes to flashlights, also laser. You can put a laser on, or laser and flashlight, all possible. There are some which are blinding you, but they're also blinding yourself, some of them. So I usually go with the Bulb Pro. That's a flashlight and a laser in one device, and it's pretty decent. Even through your scope, it doesn't blind you. Some of the flashlights blind yourself, so it's not great. So I go for the Bulb Pro. You have a tan one and you have a black one. There's a save in here. A jacket, a bunch of filing cabinets that you can, some of them you can loot, like those you can loot. It's also an extraction if you play as a scav. This is the office window. So that's sort of one side, and then you have over there the other corner, the opposite corner. That's gate 0, which is also completely open now. You can go in there. That's also an extraction, which is always open. You used to have the key, need to have the key for that, but that's no longer the case. So yeah, and that's what they mean with, like, on that map that you find on the wiki. That's what they mean by mid floor and top floor. You're running on all of these things, but it basically, this is the map. And that's where the problem comes in. That's why we have our brightness on 50. If you play with 30-35 here, it's pretty dark. Especially some of those corners are gonna be pretty dark. But they extracted that, they expanded that, so you can now just walk over here. That was not possible before. So you have a few more maneuverabilities. You can go down here as well. Some extra things that they made. Crawl over here, and here's another one of those things. So yeah, you drop in there and then plant a camera there. That's one of those things that you need to do. There are 3 of those around the map, and you need to plant in all 3 of them. You need to plant a camera. Now, I don't know if we can get down here without breaking our legs. We can always try. Almost. The other problem is I don't think we actually brought a splint. Yeah, we brought 1 splint. That's not gonna help us much. One will not do. We need to find another one though. Now I think this is food and meds, I think. No, it's tools. We have to check the med bag behind us. Which is not there. Great. We'll check the other one here. Oh, at least this one is here. Hopefully it has a splint, because we still have 1 broken thing. And of course it doesn't. If we go underground, this is med tents, by the way. So we can go here. This is med tents. This is gate 4. This is not open. You need a factory key here. You need to unlock this here to actually extract. Although at some point there was something, if you came into the corner, that it worked sort of through the door, but there we go in here, and then if you walk up here, there we go. That's med tent gate. That's one of the extractions, but you need a factory key to get out of here. Gate 3 in one corner, gate 0 in the opposite corner. They are always open. You don't need a key for that. Go downstairs, come into the water area. Go to the rift. So if you come from med tents, basically, you go down the ramp. You come down here. You will find a door here. I think you have to go that way, or both ways might work. We'll check it. I always forget which side it is. It's the other side, isn't it? I know it's this side, but it says access denied because we do not have a labs keycard with us. This is the transit to labs. Okay, I'm gonna pop a propertal or something. So this is one of the transits. And then you have the whole underground structure here. It all connects, but we'll go back up to make it a little bit more understandable. Because we can run around over a little bit and then go up again somewhere, and then you will come completely on the opposite side. You see the time show up, that's the other thing. Daytime I think is only 20 minutes, and if you play nighttime it's 25, or the other way around, something like that. There are 2 different times here as well. Over here, gate 5, it's not an extraction, but you can spawn in there, so it is a spawn. Then you have this building here. There's a dead body here, there's a letter here, as you can see. Postman Pat, that is a quest that I still need to do. That's why it shows up for me, even in an offline raid. Another section that goes underground, it all opened up now. The 3 boilers sorta, that's sort of the middle that you can go to, and then you come here, and then over here in the corner is what's it called again? Camera bunker, I think, something like that. It's a if you play as a scav, this is one of your underground extractions, and then next to it is the Dragnet door. There's a quest called Dragnet. You need to find a key card that goes in here. The problem with the Dragnet keycard is that it's very hard to get. You can only get it from the cultist. Those are those scary guys which spawn only at night raids on certain maps, and there's a very small chance that they spawn. So I've heard some people like this wipe played like 500 raids and they saw these cultists like 2 or 3 times, and then it doesn't 100% spawn on them, so you need to run into them like 5 to 10 times probably before you even get that Dragnet keycard. So a lot of people are doing that quest with with Discords here or there. Somebody has it, they go in with a 5-man and then open the door for as many of the people in the community as possible. Gate 0 is always open. We need to go to the other side actually. A lot of stuff happening here, but it's mainly it's all about this office here, quest wise at least. We're back in the bug room. You can also go in bottom floor if you want. That's another option. Staircases on both sides of the office. So there's also another staircase over there. I think they also added a safe here now. So there are two safes. One on the second floor, one on the bottom floor. And then you can, for instance, vault through the window here. That's an option. I think there's another room here. No, our painkillers are gone. You can vault in here and then you can kick that door or open that door from the inside. You cannot open it from the other side. But there are, I'm not sure what's in here though. Just some loose loot, I think. Filing cabinet, a computer or something. A couple of jackets, you can find some keys in here. He doesn't even want to vault anymore. Great stuff. I'll take morphine then, that's also a painkiller. So yeah, this is gate 0. Courtyard. It's not gate 0, it's O on the map. And then over here you can transit to woods. So there's a transit here, there's an extraction here. Courtyard is also always open, I think. Let me see. Yeah, there are no extractions or anything. No green smoke needed or any of that sort. Here's the other staircase, so you can go to the stairs from both sides. We're back on. I need to go to 3. Let me think about that. So yeah, there are a few quests in the office. Breach room, 1 or 2 quests in there. That room that you have to kick. Delivery from the past is upstairs here. We picked up the letter. On the 3 boilers, there is another dead body in one of those boilers. I think you need to pick up a blood sample or something at some point. But initially, when you come here the first time, you have to go from gate 0 into this place here. This is what they call glass hallway. And you need to fix this tilting here. This is sort of broken and you need to come here with a tool set to fix it. And then if you continue, you have the forklift area. This is gate 1, but it's not an extraction, you can spawn here. It's one of the potential spawns that you can get in here. I think you even spawn in second door, I think. And on the forklift area, also here, a bunch of forklifts. Like I said, there is a quest where you need to go, all the forklifts in the map, there are a bunch. You need to go around and check those. This is the other tool set that you need to fix. So they're basically in one hallway. You have forklift here, fix it with a tool set. And then you have glass hallway over there, fix it with a tool set. Now, of course, in the beginning you don't have tool sets, so what very often people do, they just come in with a pistol, maybe a little bit of heals, not even that. And then they put their tool set in their secure container. Especially if you play solo, that is what you do. So you come in and you try to fix one of these tool sets. You need to hold the button, I think 20 seconds. And then just try to get out. If you get killed, no problem, you have your tool set in your secure container, so you can try it again. Let's say you get it fixed, you extract or die, it doesn't matter, as long as it's fixed, it doesn't matter. Then you come in and you put your second tool set back in your secure container again. You come in a second raid and you do it like tool set by tool set. If you come in here with a 5-man, then you can risk it of bringing your both of your tool sets. But this is an early wipe quest. You usually don't have that many tool sets around, and so yeah. I advise you, especially if you play solo, do it. Also here, forklift area, go down. Go in here. Unlock here. And this is the cellars. This is what they used to call gate 1, I think, but then they put some extra gates in here. We will extract because this is basically what it is. it's pretty much a square, and you have one corner, you have gate 3, always open. In the other corner you have gate 0, always open. Both of them are extractions. And then you have the forklift here, you go downstairs here, that's cellars. That's also an extraction. And then you have outside, we had courtyard and also a transit to woods. On the other side of the map, you also have one of these outside areas, and there you can transit to customs if you want. And then underground, the map station, which is gate 4. There you do need a factory key to extract. And underground, you can, in the water area there, you can go into the sewer, and if you have a lab card with you, you can transit to labs. But you need a labs access card, which is a bit of our problem as well, now that I think of it. So yeah, we had 17 minutes and a half, there were only a few minutes on the clock. So this is a daytime factory rate, which is 20 minutes. I think, if that's still the same, that nighttime is 25 minutes. I never pay attention to those times, because they always change every wipe. We'll have a look on the map again to sort of point out what we actually did, where we spawned somewhere underground. But we went up to gate 3 immediately, which is in one corner of the square, sort of. Yeah, we'll exit here. We'll look at the map first. I forgot to do that on the first episode, so I looked at maps from the 3 episodes, actually at the end of episode 3. We looked at ground 0 and customs, and so yeah, we're gonna look at basically the ground floor, because this is what your map is. So we spawned actually over here in the tunnels on the border. So I took the stairs up, and then I went to gate 3 basically. So gate 3 is the open extraction. If you come out of that, that's what we did at the end. We went into glass hallway. That's where you have to fix the toolset. You go further on. This is the forklift area with gate 1 over there, where you can spawn. It's not an extraction, but you can spawn there. Also have to fix the toolset there. And then we went in that little stairs over there. That's where we went down and actually extracted, which brings you into the tunnels and then brings you to the cellar extraction. That's the one we took out. Then you have the office here, 3 floors up. Bottom floor you can crawl to the window. From the bathroom I think you can also jump out on a container or something and then go down, which brings you to this area. Yeah, it's called O here, that's why I called it gate 0, but it's not gate 0 because that's actually a gate in the factory. So it's extraction O on the map, but it's a courtyard. And that yeah, I don't know. Courtyard, there's also courtyard on streets. Does that connect to streets? Could be possible though, but because the labs is actually in the streets of Tarkov, so, and you can go from factory to labs and then from labs to streets, so it's all connected there somewhere in that area. If it would be an open world, but it isn't, so it's a bit of figuring out how the map are actually connected. So courtyard is the extraction, and then the container one is the transit to woods. Well, we haven't looked at the other side, but on the other side you also have an open area, and there you can transit to customs. Similar as there. Nothing special about it. And this is basically the basic floor. But then we run up a bit on the metal, and that's what they mean by middle floor and top floor. You can sort of, like here you have office window on the top floor, but that's on the top floor of the office. It's just the stairs up, and then it's all happening in that ground. And the same with the tunnel. This is the underground structure. It's all connected, you can drive around. And then we went back, gate 3, we had a look on that. We walked through the office, get to the other side. We went to the med tents, had a look there, and then we went down that ramp, which means you're gonna come down below here, down the ramp, and then you go just turn around and go right, and then left, and that's where the connection is to the labs. It sends something like, there was something popping up on the bottom like not active or deactivated, and that's of course because we didn't bring a labs access card with us. If you go to the labs map, you need an access card. If we would have had a Labs access card, which I don't have at the moment, because I turned mine in for a quest, and surprisingly haven't seen many others yet. So if you go down one of these staircases here, then you're gonna have to go to the right to that map here. It's not the best map to work with, but at least it's better than what we had in the past. It makes sense though. If you zoom in a little bit, you can see this is a downhill ramp, and then you look on the tunnels. Where is that downhill ramp? Oh, it's right there. So you go in here, right again, connect to the things. And then we we went back to the boiler, went down, and then we went through this hallway into here, which is camera bunker door. It's an extraction if you play as a scav. And then next to it is the Dragnet room. But that Dragnet key, yeah, good luck finding it. As far as I know, unless you're lucky to get it from your cultist circle in your hideout, that might be an option. But other than that, you can only get it from the cultist. And there is, I think the highest spawn is something like 5% or 15% on customs nighttime. The cultists can also spawn on factory, but I think that is like, I think it's 0.5% or 1% or something very low, very low. You can do many factory raids at nighttime and you will never see a cultist. Unless there is some event or so. At some point they did an event where they were 100% spawned. That is always possible if they do events, that some of these things might occur. It's the same with bosses. If they put the bosses on 100%, then they are always there. Sometimes there is an event where they put all the bosses on one map. That also has been around, but those are special occasions. Normally every map has, except for Labs, has one boss. Most of the cases, Streets has 2. And then you have the goons, which are the rogue bosses. They are roaming around over 4 maps. The boss for this map is Tagilla. Man runs around with a sledgehammer. Also has a shotgun with AP20 usually. He has like 3 times and a half as much health as you do. We have about 440 points of health. These bosses, especially Tagilla, has over 1,000. He has the Tagilla mask, which is some sort of metal mask that he's wearing. It's level 5. It's you want to shoot him in the back basically, or spread his legs out, because you're gonna have to come up with some good ammo to actually shoot him frontal. Sometimes he's running around with that shotgun. If he's close to you, he usually has his hammer out and he's slamming around with that hammer. He chases you, so. And seeing he has so much health, you usually need a mag or 2 to get him down. Especially if you're running around with something like leg meta. You can fuck up one of his, but yeah, he doesn't have that problem where he breaks his leg or limps around. No, he keeps coming. We do a little jump there and we break both our legs already. He doesn't need splints, he just keeps going. But other than that, especially on the top there, on all that metal and so, and there are some dark corners where people are just sitting in a corner and then see what's happening downstairs, because you have an overview over that whole map from all the metal on the top. It's like, and it's very dark in some of these corners. That's why I don't like the map. It's way too dark. They made it already a little bit lighter now, I think, because it was kind of okay. Although we increased our brightness to 50, so that might also have something to do with it. That was Factory. Not such a big map, so yeah, it was also not much point. There are also not that many quests. You have the forklifts. There are forklifts all over the place, so run around on that place. Like you can see here, there are a bunch here, there are some here, there are some here. There is one in gate 3. You can see the vehicle standing, sorta. Those are all forklifts. And there are like 12 to 15 or something that you have to run by to get that quest done. And then you have these cranes here. I showed you one of them. They're usually those yellow things hanging up there. And then there's another one where you have to... not sure, do you need to plant a camera there or a marker or something like that? that is also sort of upstairs. There are like 2 of these things. You need to jump down on it, plant something, jump off, go back up, and then go to the next one. But they're all sort of in the middle. It's the borders itself, I think, that you need to do at some point. But you need to get on top of them. So you need to go to that middle floor so that you can jump down on them, or top floor. And that's sort of about it, I think, quest-wise. And then at the end, you have Dragnet. Sort of at the end of your quest line, when you're going for prestige, you at some point you're gonna have to do Dragnet. I think Dragnet is needed for Kappa. So yeah, you need to get your hands on that key. A lot of people are getting stuck on that quest. So yeah, those are the factory map. Especially in the beginning, not that much stuff happening. You need to have to do the tool sets. Then you have Scout, where you have to do all the exits. We just had a look at them. You go to gate 3, you go to gate 0, you go to med tents, and you go to cellars. I think those 4 you need to do. The courtyard is something that they added when they expanded it a bit, and I don't think that's part of the quest. I don't think they have adjusted the quest that you also need to discover courtyard. Because that's an extraction that they added over time. So the quest was already out before they expanded it. So the quest only wants you to go to gate 3, 0, med tent, and cellars, if I'm not mistaken. And then extract. Or you need 1 extraction, because you don't need to do it all in 1 raid. Unless they change it, but I don't think so. I don't know where that's behind, actually, because now that I think of it, I'm level 28, I don't even have Scout yet. So it's probably behind something which I haven't done yet. That's always a problem with quests. If you do a certain quest, you don't do it, then you will not get the rest of the quest either. Sometimes there is nothing behind it, but sometimes there's a whole quest line behind it, so that's something where the wiki or EFT tracker comes into place. And then you can sort of see what's important to do and what is not so important to do, depending on how many quests are behind it. That's Factory, and that is also episode 4. A little bit of a short one, but it is what it is. It's pretty much one big square hangar, although it can get confusing, especially if you spawn underground, but it all looks the same there. If you get lost underground, then the best way is to find a way up, and then it makes more sense that once you are up, you immediately see where you are. You're somewhere on med tents or gate 3, gate 0, somewhere on the office. That's always a good office is sort of in the middle of the map. That's always a good indication to figure out where you actually are. And then you can do some offline raid or something to have a look around on the underground, and then you can sort of do a few raids offline, and then you get an idea where you actually are underground. Best to test, if you want to learn a map, it's best to test it offline, because if you do online, of course, even in that underground, you're going to run into scavs, players, the boss, who knows where he's hanging around. He's all over the place on that map, so especially if you chase a guy, you can and you don't really want to run and fight him underground, though, because if he chases you there in the hallway and you are lost, you don't know where you go, you're probably going to die, because you might turn into one of these little hallways, and it might be a dead end or so. At least upstairs, you know sort of where you are. So we'll leave it at that for episode number 4. A quick look around on Factory. Not much point in hanging out there much longer, because it's not a bigger map. So sort of like Ground Zero was also not that long we ran around there. So we'll see you guys in episode 5. For the quest line, we're probably gonna go Shoreline then. That's sort of the next map that you run into if you sort of do the quest in order. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.